Mr. Speaker, last year I said to this House that we will continually endeavour to increase the value which government receives for money it spends. Let me be frank. This is a very difficult task, with too many points of resistance around the country. However, we have registered some progress. In the present system, procurement transactions take place in too many localities and the contracts are too short-term. Consequently, there are hundreds of thousands of transactions from a multitude of centres across the country. There is very little visibility of these transactions. While our ablest civil servants have had great difficulty in optimizing procurement, this process has yielded rich pickings for those who seek to exploit it. There are also too many people who have a stake in keeping the system the way it is. Our solutions hitherto have not matched the size and the complexity of the challenge. As much as I want, I cannot simply wave a magic wand to make these problems disappear. This is going to take a special effort from all of us in government, assisted by people in business and broader society, including the ladies and gentlemen on my left. And it will take time, but we are determined to make progress. The process for setting up the Chief Procurement Office and officer is in place, and the National Treasury has deployed a senior DDG to this position, Mr. Kenneth Brown. We've been given seconded personnel from the private sector to assist us in this unit, and work is well on its way. A project team seconded from the state agencies and the private sector, as I mentioned, has identified 4 main streams of work involving immediate remedial actions, improving the current system, standardizing the procurement of critical items, what we call transversal contracts, and the long-term modernization of the entire system. Amongst the first initiatives of this office will be to enhance the existing system of price referencing. This will set fair value prices for certain goods and services. Some of the system already exists, some will be added on. Secondly, it will pilot procurement transformation programs, and I want to thank the ministers in this regard in the Departments of Health and Public Works nationally and in the provinces. National Treasury is currently scrutinizing 76 business entities with contracts worth 8.4 billion rands, which we believe have infringed procurement rules. While SARS is currently auditing more than 300 business entities and scrutinizing another 700 entities. The value of these contracts is estimated at over 10 billion rands. So far, 216 cases have been finalized, resulting in assessments amounting to over 480 million rands being raised. The Financial Intelligence Center has referred some 6.5 billion rands worth of transactions for investigation linked to corrupt activities. I fully support Minister Sisuru's call for appropriate curbs on officials doing business with government. I will compliment her initiative by aligning the Public Finance Management Act with the provisions of the Public Service Act. Worldwide, special measures are being taken to oversee the accounts of what have become known as politically exposed persons, public representatives and senior officials. I have asked that the FIC, the Financial Intelligence Center, should explore how we might bring South Africa into line with these international anti-corruption and anti-money laundering standards. Mr. Speaker, taxpayers and indeed all South Africans are understandably impatient for tangible change. A recurring theme in the tips sent to me for this budget was to ensure value for money. Peter Maibelo, age 24, from Pretoria, Tshwane, summed it up as follows, and I quote, "Minister, I won't be fancy with words or complicated ideas. My advice for a healthy, sustainable fiscus is to brutally eradicate corruption. Then we will be honored to pay taxes." Mr. Maibelo, while we're cleaning up the system, please continue paying your taxes. Rooting out corruption requires, as I pointed out earlier, collective effort from all of us.